Hello and welcome to ET Auto. Today we are doing a very special discussion, and that is on the accelerating automotive sales with the help of AI strategy and work productivity. And we are joined by Mr. Udit Malhotra, who is head of marketing for JSW MG Motor India. We have Mr. Ajay Singhora, who is a CHRO for Spark Minda, one of the largest auto component manufacturers in India, and joined by Abhijit Paul, Vice President and Head of Sales, SharpSell.ai. Welcome to the show. So my first question to the panel is, how are we enhancing the quality and consistency across different touch points, be it showrooms, corporate pitches, and service inquiries? Udit, will start with you.
In our case, since everything is mostly consumer facing and how we talk, how we behave is something that defines the brand voice, the brand persona. So we have defined a full visual identity, commercial identity for the brand. There is an entire brand voice exercise that we have done as to how our sales consultants, our employees, people in the plant, how do they actually engage with the customer. That is defined by the elements of the visual identity, the commercial identity at the dealerships, the digital screens and the content that is playing, in the form of content when the customer arrives at the showroom. And at the same point in time, whether it is our training material, whether it is the touch points that we are creating for the consumer, everybody follows the brand persona and the visual style guide, basically for delivering consistency in messaging for the customer.
Mr. Ajay would like to understand from the customer engagement point of view. While Udit has talked about the customer engagement side, how the brand is maintaining the same voice. At Spark Minda, how are you maintaining the consistency within your internal stakeholders as well as with the employees?
So quite an interesting topic which you have picked. And at Spark Minda, it is more about building that internal capability within that employee. And when it when it comes to, let's say, giving that experience to the end user, to the customer, when you are dealing with end-to-end B2B customer or B2C customer, in those two arenas, it's a separate capability program that is being run. And by delivering that, building that awareness, building that capability around your products, building that capability around that brand, and what is the end requirement of consumer. When these two things come together, this is where we approach this topic.
Abhijit, how are you helping with companies to deliver this kind of consistency across?
Yeah. So Dipanshu, let's say with a lot of our clients at Automotive and other industries that we work with, one thing is there is a huge inconsistency within the sales team only, because there's a lot of churn in the sales team, new people coming in, old people leaving out, so on and on. So the idea is, with a tool like SharpSell, we can ensure that there is a consistent messaging that goes to the end customer. So with the help of SharpSell, the sales consultant can actually identify what is the persona of my customer and can deliver a personalized pitch based on the persona and the need of the customer. So this is being done not only at the point of sale, but even after, let's say, that discussion is over, and let's say there's a lead time in terms of, let's say, till the time a decision is made. So how do you carry forward that kind of personalized, messaging till the time somebody says, yes, I'm ready to, buy your product. So across different touch points, we ensure that the message that a company wants their customers or prospects to be heard is heard through a tool like SharpSell.
Right. Udit, in marketing, we have come so far now. Now we are not talking about outdoor media. We're largely talking about digital side of things, and the key sales challenges have also is now evolving at a different stage, because consumer is now more informed. They already know 90% of the things. Hardly there is any input that sales agent can do. So according to you, what are some of the new unique challenges that you are seeing at the current stage, and how are you addressing them with tech-driven solutions?
So firstly, I'll give you some fun facts. Like, I'm not going to get into the number of touch points, so on and so forth. But over 70% of customer touch points are already digitized. The biggest decision-making exercise that happens is only the physical touch and feel of the car when, the customer is entering the showroom. So this implies that whatever the research has happened is already completed. Customers already made their decision by the time that they are entering the showroom. So in our case, we are looking at a very, very focused hyperlocal approach when it comes to our marketing investments as well. While everybody will talk about digital, but even when it comes to our hyperlocal investments in digital, over 30% of our spends go towards ensuring hyperlocal content and hyperlocal lead gen and hyperlocal content serving. So it's a full funnel exercise. Now imagine a national campaign happening in India, boiled down to a pin code like 122002 in Gurugram. Same creatives from the point of reviews to the point of configuring a car to the point of reaching a dealership, all through hyperlocal exercise is what we are focusing with. And obviously, while we have our national partners, but we also work with specific tools where we are using hyperlocal capabilities for advertising on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google, and bringing this cohesive stack back to the sales consultant. Right. And one unique thing is we have a digital CRE which is dedicated to each dealership. So for all digital inquiries that are generated using hyperlocal, the first nurturing curve is with the digital CRE, from where we are handling it to the sales consultant to take the relationship forward.
Abhijit, what is your view on this? How are you helping with what are the tech solutions that you're providing to the companies to address these kind of challenges?
Sure. So of late, and I was just discussing the other day with one of the major automotive, player in India. So of late, what we have seen is, the maturity of the customer or the buyer is increasing day by day. They are already, like you mentioned, are informed. And unfortunately, the maturity of my sales consultant at the showrooms or at the point of sale is decreasing. So there is a huge gap between the maturity of a buyer versus a seller. So we help to bridge those gap with our tool called Sales Playbook Automation Tool, which helps my seller at the point of sale, after the point of sale, and also slowly and gradually with a lot of AI powered coaching, we help them to become like an experts in whatever they are selling.
How does your this playbook works? Can you give out like 3-4 steps about it, like for a better understanding of the audience?
Yes. So the sales playbooks, like I mentioned, has broadly 3 steps involved. One is, let's say, can I prepare my sales consultant even before he goes to the showroom or the sales, let's say at the point of sale. The second step is when he is actually standing in front of the customer, and the third part is post their first discussion with the customer. So to prepare them, we have a lot of this AI powered coaching where the AI can act like an avatar of a customer and can interact with them, ask different questions, and the consultant can actually interact with the AI avatar and boost their confidence. And they get a very detailed coaching, what went right, what went wrong, what are the areas of improvement. That's one. Second, when I'm in front of the customer, let's say the customers ask me, okay, this is fine, but how is this better than, let's say, the Nexon EV, right? So I specifically can ask what are the parameters that you're looking at and seamlessly create a comparison. This is how my product is better than Nexon EV, right? Or if they were interested in safety features, I can create a hyper personalized presentation that focuses only on the safety presentation, and I can create that and share when I'm in front of the customer in seconds, right? And the third part is when this conversation has happened and they say, okay, let's get back in 3-4 days, I will give you my decision. So instead of just picking up your phone and saying, okay, sir, have you made your mind? I can share with them personalized nudges. Since they were interested more in my EV, since they were interested more in the safety features, I can give a personalized nudge so that this cycle closes soon. So these are the 3 steps in which we help the sales consultant.
Mr. Ajay, I would like to understand from you, since we are talking about understanding the commercial, it's also important to understand the internal stakeholders, which are your employees. What's the role of AI is now while equipping the teams for doing better selling and managing complex purchase cycles?
It is disrupting the industry. And I must admit the development cycle which were there to develop a product is squeezing. So as the competition is heating up, as the technology changes are coming into the play, the customer is asking for product in a shorter lead time. And this is putting a lot of pressure on OEM and then back to tier supplier like us. So what happens is, in this process, we have to shorten this lead time, reduce the procurement, reduce our development cycle, and this is where the AI tools and the development cycles which come into play. So gone are those days when you would sit with part number by part number, telling it, putting a proposal together against a RFQ. Now the digital tools, AI tools are coming into play, which is putting everything together and help you create a product offering. In addition to this, so this is on the product cycle side. In terms of coming towards the, I would say, technology side, it is the continuity of people. The skill set which they bring to the table is extremely important. And from a very HR perspective, having that predictive analysis on the people, that who is the best suited for doing this role, who is available to do this kind of project, or else who is about to leave and I need to engage because he is the key resource for that particular project, plays a very important role. And this technology, which is somewhere in background, help us achieve that.
Right. Udit, how AI is impacting your work in day-to-day basis? How the marketing is changing? What is your initial thoughts about it? Because yet we are on the implementation stage right now and also seeing the world changing in front of us.
I think what we've seen so far from a marketing standpoint, when we are talking about creative agencies, let's break it down into two elements. One is development of marketing content. So obviously it's fast paced. You have Mid Journeys of the world, you have Cloud AI, you have GPTs of the world, where from Gilby trends to brands following the Ghibli trend are adapting to it. So there is one era where my digital team, my social media team is consistently experimenting with prompt engineering to explore new trends. So earlier you would rely typically on a social media tool, an online reputation management tool to do trend spotting. Here now what's happening is you are asking, using prompt engineering to AI, saying that if you are a brand, automotive brand, tell me what are the trends that I can explore. So one is definitely on trend spotting and moment marketing. AI is definitely helping. Now when it comes to the other side of things, like when we are talking about analytical data that we are receiving from the time of an inquiry coming into the system till the time the customer configuring the car, to the sales consultant receiving this data. So we have an internal product called Sales IQ, which we've developed on our internal platforms using SAP Cloud and Adobe Cloud that we use, where we are seeing that based on the different elements where the customer is spending time. So imagine I like tech. So I have spent maximum time exploring about iSmart technology. I have spent most about connected car, and I have spent a ton of time customizing the color and accessories of the car. Now once you've done that on the configurator, and when you go to our showroom anywhere in the country, you just need to give your phone number and the same configuration pops up for you. So that is one level of omni-channel integration. But the second point is, my sales consultant already knows that Udit spent this much time customizing color options and accessories, this much time on tech. So, and with our lead scoring model, we can actually tell to the customer, tell to the sales consultant is aware that this is his conversion points. These are the things that the customer likes. So, it is giving the sales consultant the ability to customize stock based on what are the attributes. Another example could be, there could be just a warranty purist who will say, I want 8-year warranty on my car. I want lifetime warranty on the battery. So that customer, we know he is focused on running the car, not maybe as much interested in technology or design and other elements. So from website, from spending time on the car configurator and using our lead scoring model, we give this data to the sales consultant on our MG Sales Consultant app. So the moment you're in the showroom, customer is already there, customer profiling is already done, and the pitch is actually customized using these attributes that we receive from different touch points within our systems.
Got it. Mr. Ajay, would like to understand from you about the training programs and on the digital platforms basically. So how are you leveraging it, and how are you making the workforce ready for the better performance?
So I'll just build upon his answer. So a happy employee builds a happy customer relationship or a customer base. So it all starts with investing in the employees and building their capability to that level. So in terms of digitalization, it is experience is one thing. So no amount of classroom training unless and until you go and experiment, unless and until you go give them those kind of tools. So in our case, what we have started doing is actually reviewing the performance or those dashboards on a real time basis. So gone are those days when you would prepare a specific PPT or you would call out for a discussion. You are really reviewing it live on the live data and on that basis. So previously, if you would have come to Spark Minda, every team would have a war room. So every project manager would say, this is my war room and it is full of Excel sheets, full of chart, full of data. And exactly, it is the data on the basis. So you are taking certain decision, but data is not flowing, it's static. When now we are working on a real time data, and this real time data is also AI generated, which is prompting you to take certain action. So it helps us identify the capability gaps, it helps us take the right decision, and it is democratization of data. Now it is no longer a silo working, which makes employees part of that process. From head to tail, everybody is involved into this. So it brings more engagement of employees. When employees are engaged, they are participating more, and there is a differentiation between people who are working digitally or on the AI tool versus not. So we are seeing a gradual migration shifting towards these adoption of digitalization and AI tool.
Right. Abhijit, are there any training programs that you have developed for companies like MG, Spark Minda, or any other sector where you
Yeah.
can help them to further enhance
Yeah.
their work and current productivity?
Yeah, so we work with a lot of big automotive companies in India, and outside it we work with banks and insurance also. Yes, so our approach towards training or capability building has always been, let's say, field first approach, meaning let's say we want to shadow a lot of this sales consultants and sellers on the ground, understand what their real problems are, and we wanted to create something which is like very natural for them, right? So in this, of course the technology and today AI is helping a lot, right? With this, we have created a lot of this micro modules in which, with the help of AI, all of this personalized content can be created on the fly, which they can consume it. The second is, we also believe in giving them instant gratification. See, understand the psyche of the seller on the ground. They don't believe in where do I see myself after 5 years, 10 years or 15 years. They want instant gratification. Is your course helping me today, tomorrow and day after? Is your course helping me to achieve my targets? If yes, boss, I am sold. I will use your platform. So that's why we focus a lot on giving instant gratification, like I mentioned, with a lot of AI powered coaching, giving them instant coaching modules, so on and so forth. And also we give a lot of visibility to the line one managers, because what we understand is, though at a corporate level you need to have a visibility of what's happening on the ground with respect to learning, capability building or customer touch points, but it's the line one or line two manager who drives the rhythm. So a lot of this analytics and dashboards of the learning or the sales touchpoints are given to the learning L1 or L2 managers or training managers, which they can access on the fly on their mobile or tab, so on and so forth. So in this way, we are creating an ecosystem not only for the sellers but also for the line 1, line 2 managers or the training managers, so that everybody is on the same page.
Now, we'll come to the last segment of this discussion, understanding the customer journey. And MG, when it was launched, you were like first digital first company that. Would you like to give some numbers on that, and how you have integrated physical and digital touchpoints to enhance the sale experience of the customers?
So firstly, Hector, our flagship product, when we started in 2019, we were the first ones to take e-booking directly from day one. Lot of booking contribution from digital as a key source. From an insight perspective, again, quick recap. Post-COVID and pre-COVID, when we look at the life cycle of the customer, it any time used to reside between 60 to 90 days when it was prior to COVID, and when COVID happened, there was rapid rush of digitization that was under play. Now, but if we look at today's scenario, for example, the entire lead to booking cycle for any customer which is in market is gone as low as 3 weeks. So when firstly the biggest point is you got only 3 weeks for an in-market buyer if you want to convert that buyer or whether they will buy another brand. And one more consumer insight that we can actually give you is that minimum 2 bookings every customer would have even if they have decided. Third important point is it's a customer's market at this stage. There is no demand supply issue as such like when it was the semiconductor era. So, I'm just synthesizing the entire process for you. For us, we follow a content to commerce journey. Okay, so we have a 5C approach: content, collaboration, community, conversation, and commerce. We do a full funnel journey. Content is the first stimulus. 70% of touch points get the content consumed. After the 7th or the 10th impression in the journey, you are in the lead funnel. Lead nurturing exercise starts, and that's when the sales consultant actually starts engaging with the customer. I can say without disclosing any figures, we have a 1:1 ATL to digital budget spend. Like it's very simple. Whatever is your ATL spend, it's almost equivalent to digital spend. And it is not the digital first era, it is the digital era, if I can be as sharp in the comms. So I think these are the certain things. And third point is the dependency in the models of working with digital partners, be it car aggregators or it is strategic joint business partnerships with the likes of Meta or Google, are playing key roles in defining how we can churn out the best of the best within the funnel.
Right, got it. Abhijit would like to know your thoughts around this, and then we'll close the discussion with Mr. Ajay.
So we believe that again, we always put the sales consultant at the core of whatever we develop, right? Because at the end of the day, we believe that sales and customer buying journey has to have some kind of physical, let's say, touch points. But how digital as a tool can enable those physical touch points is what we believe in. So what we try to do is across different touch points, whether it be, let's say, how do you enable them, and we work across not only automotive but different industries. So in other industries, we also enable the seller, how do they generate a lot of leads from their own natural market, right? So right from generating leads to let's say having those first conversations to putting again some personalized nudges so that they are convinced to, even once they are our customer, how do you stay in touch for upsell, cross-sell and a continued value relationship. So we believe technology helps a lot this sales consultant to achieve whatever numbers or whichever targets they have, right? So that's something between physical and digital that we have. The another important parameter that we focus on is, let's say, we have seen increasing digital content playing a very important part in this, and with a lot of this AI and tech coming in, so the manual effort to create all those content has drastically reduced. So 80% of, let's say, the effort that we used to take to create all those creatives and contents has been replaced by digital and AI. Still there is 20% effort, manual effort going in, because at the end of the day the core messaging should have a human touch. So that's what we are using technology and AI. And
so now we've discussed a lot of digital world. Now we'll come to the physical world and talk to Mr. Ajay about the workforce productivity. And you are dealing with something which is like a component, different plants, different locations. How are you managing work productivity through tech-enabled collaborations in real time? What are the supporting tools that you use?
This is something which we cannot survive in this industry if we are not becoming productive day by day. It is every time the end customer defines the market, OEMs follow that, and it is passed on to the next year and next year and next year. And this is where the productivity is the only game which would make you survive and stay competitive and ahead of the market. The various digital tools, starting from white collar and blue collar, if we see every function has its own set of tools which they had to deploy. For marketing, it is really very different. For engineering, it is different. For production shop floor, it is different, and for white collar office employee, it is very different. Starting from, let's say, how you evolve the ERP packages and now using the bot system. I'll give you a very small example, and this example is, I asked for a list of employees in my organization, and they came out with all the list, and below that there were 10 bot written. So bot number 1, bot number 2, bot number 3. And I say, what is going on? Can bot be an employee? They said, it is as per our privacy policy. You cannot give a access till the time you have assigned someone a employee number. So we have assigned an employee number, and now we have a bot come into employee list. So this is really very challenging, that how do you address these kind? And the bots would work throughout the night. Morning you are coming, a very simple transaction of putting a order or moving people between one territory to different territory, and ensuring that person, when he is moving, is assigned all the rights with the previous incumbent, because this is a position based system. The bot would work throughout the night to ensure that all those things are done, and morning the things are ready. So we are evolving, and every day the timelines are crunching, and this is really, and every function has their own set of tools riding on top of what a ERP has brought. So ERP brought everybody on the same page. Now AI is bringing that little functional adaptability to each of the functions. So this is my take on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, panelists, for joining us today.